What's up, you guys? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you're already subscribed. If you're not yet subscribed, make sure you do that. So today's video, I thought I would share with you guys my labor and delivery story. It didn't go as planned, kind of foggy in my mind. I wrote down some stuff to like jog my memory. Everything to me happened so fast, but it was literally 14-15 hours I was in labor. So I'm gonna just stop talking, get straight into the story. My baby is sitting here in his little mama-roo, so if you hear something, it's him. Okay, so let's start off with a week before I went into labor because I had a doctor's appointment. And I was what, like 38-ish weeks, almost 39 weeks. I was only 1 centimeter when she checked me. She said my cervix was kind of soft, but not really, but I was 1 centimeter, and I was like, wait, what? So that was at like 38-ish weeks. I didn't have a doctor's appointment on my 39th week, but I literally tried everything in the book, like every remedy, every comment I seen somebody telling me to do to try to get him out of me, and literally nothing worked. I tried bouncing on the exercising ball for like a week, 2, 3 straight. I tried pineapple juice. I had like the big jug cans of pineapple juice. I had raspberry leaf tea I was drinking. What else was I doing? Walking, exercising. I literally tried everything and nothing worked. I even tried a little bit of castor oil. I didn't want to try too much because I heard like it can make the baby like poop inside of its sac, and that can cause problems, and I really didn't want to like have diarrhea and stuff like that. So I only tried like not even a tablespoon, a little bit honestly, and that didn't do anything. But that's when I was like, what, 39 weeks and almost like 6 days or something, and nothing worked for me. So on what, I was 40 weeks exactly, his due date. I woke up in the morning, got on the treadmill for 30 minutes. I did this exercise video I seen on YouTube. It's like a 7-minute long video that they had you do. I did that twice, back to back. Then did I walk back on the treadmill? Yeah, I think I did. I think I got back on the treadmill after that for 30 minutes. And then I decided I wanted to take a bath, but I washed out the bathtub. I washed out the shower at my grandma's house because she has a bath, and then on the other side of her bathroom she has a shower. So I washed that out, and then I took a bath for about 10 minutes because it was really uncomfortable. And then I decided to just do the exercise video one more time, which was 7 minutes, and I decided to lay down. I was like, whatever, like today's his due date and nothing's happening. I was like, he's just gonna come when he wants to come. So for those of you who don't know, well, I'm sure a lot of you don't know, but this year marked 4 years since my dad was killed in a motorcycle accident. So he died on August 26, 2014. So I was just thinking in my head, like, Layden's gonna be born on August 26. I already know he is, like, literally he's coming on the 26th, which I would have thought that was like God giving something to me because I lost so much, you know. But besides the point, I was just like, whatever, like Layden's not coming on his due date, he's coming on the 26th, I already know. So the night of the 24th, after I'd done all that, after I cleaned the bathtub and did all that good stuff, I laid down, and literally like 10 minutes later I felt like a and I was like, oh my god, my water broke. And I got up real fast, and my boyfriend DeJha, for those of you who don't know, DeJha was like, you're lying, because before then we thought my water broke. We went to the hospital and stuff, but they said it was just like the what was it, the gel that they use to like check you and check your cervix and stuff. She was like, sometimes it can like mix with your body temperature, and what the gel that's left in there can just like start leaking out. So that happened that time, and I thought it was my water, but it really wasn't. So this time I was like, no, like this is different, like my water just broke. So it was just like a little gush, and then I stood up and I was like, babe, like my water broke. And then once I said that, it was just like psh, and I was like, oh my god, it broke for real. And I was just like I don't want to go to the hospital yet because I didn't feel any contractions. Like before then, I didn't feel anything. I was having Braxton Hicks, but I guess I guess it caused something, but I honestly think there was an exercise video that helped me. It really did. So yeah, I stood up, my water broke, and it was a lot. Literally a lot. It is so much water, okay? I know some people say like, oh, I only felt a little bit. No, it was like the movies. Not all at once though, but it was like the movie. And I really didn't know what to expect. Like, I heard like first time moms don't really experience their water getting broken on its own, so I was really confused. I didn't have any like contractions or pains or anything before it happened, or even while it was happening, I guess. They had to kind of start my contractions at the hospital. Back to my water breaking. It was a lot of water, and it was just coming out and coming out and coming out and coming out all the way up until he was born. Like, it doesn't stop at all. I asked the doctors like, when is this gonna stop? And it just doesn't. I had to walk from the car. First of all, when my water broke at my grandma's house, I got in the car with nothing on because I was just like soaking through pants and stuff like that. So I just wrapped a towel around me. I sat in the car on top of a towel. By the time we got to the hospital, which is a 30-minute drive from my grandma's house, the towel's soaked, okay? So I put on my pants, had to walk to labor and delivery, which was like a 5, 6, 7 minute walk, okay? Leaking, like just leaking. And I was like, it's never gonna stop. So when we got into triage, I was still only 1 centimeter. And I was thinking to myself like, oh my God, like we're gonna be in this hospital for forever, because I was only 1 centimeter. And I was just thinking like, it's either gonna go by so slow, or hopefully I just progress so fast. So yeah, I was in triage for about an hour. Probably not even that, I'm not sure, because once your water breaks, they kind of want to move fast. They don't like you going past, I think, like 24 hours with your water being broke. So I was probably only in triage for like 30 minutes, honestly. But they just wanted to check on him and, you know, check the contractions, see if I was having contractions. And I was, because I was feeling some stuff while I was in triage. It was like just the crust of contractions, okay? So I was feeling little contractions here and there, and I guess on the monitor they seen like, at first when we first got into triage, it was coming like back to back to back. Probably like 2 to 3 minutes apart I was having contractions, and then they like gradually started slowing down and stopping. So they came in and they were talking about putting the balloon thing, which they put into your cervix to make it start dilating. They were talking about doing that, but I guess since my contractions stopped and they didn't want to have him like losing his fluid, since my water did break, then they were like, no, like we can't do that, it's gonna go too slow, because they were talking about like leaving it in for 3 hours and then it'll fall out by itself when I was 3 centimeters. So they said they couldn't do that, and they gave me this pill. I'm not sure what the name was. I want to say like Zydotac or something like that. I'm not really sure, but it was something like that. They gave me a pill. It's literally like this small white pill, and they gave me that to, I guess it helps like bring back the contractions and make them more frequent. So they gave me that, and then like 10 minutes after they gave me that, I moved into the labor and delivery room, and I was in there for about, I don't know, I got to the hospital. My water broke around like 10:30. Got to the hospital at like 11:10, 11:15. Then they moved us into the labor and delivery around like 12 o'clock. And they took me up to the monitors. My contractions were coming from just a little pill like every minute, 2 minutes, and they were hurting. And the nurse was like, I'm surprised like it's working this fast. And by her saying that, I thought that it was like, okay, like my body is like taking this good, because she was like, most of the time like it doesn't work this fast and doesn't like cause your contractions to be like back to back to back like this fast. So I was like, okay, my body's taking to this pill like really good. And then after about, I don't even want to say hours, because I honestly do not know, because I was in pain and I had my eyes closed most of the time. I was in labor, like I said, for 14 hours. It went by like five hours. It felt like I was only in there for like 5 hours. but I don't want to put a time on it because I'm not really sure what time it was. But I wanted to go to sleep so bad, like I was so exhausted, and I didn't want to get an epidural until, like, in my mind before I had him, I was thinking like, okay, like I don't want to get an epidural until I'm around 5, 6, no, honestly like 6, 7 centimeters. And I was just telling myself like I'm gonna wait till I get to like 6 centimeters to get an epidural, because I heard some stories that stuff wears off and I didn't want to like feel him coming out of me. So I was like, I'm gonna get an epidural when I'm like 6 centimeters so I can make sure like it won't wear off by the time I have him. But that didn't go as planned. So I got, what was it? Morphine, I think. They gave me like a little dose of morphine. It didn't stop the contractions. It didn't numb me or anything. My contractions were probably like a 9. It brought it down to like a 6. So I can sleep through them, kind of. They still hurt, but I can manage to just like, you know? So I slept through, I tried to sleep, I really didn't sleep. I kind of slept through that for, I don't know how long. And then I know it started hurting again, like that wore off quick. So they came in, this was now this was like the morning, because he was born August 25th at 12:13 p.m. So now I say it's about like 8 in the morning, 9, and they came in the room and they were telling me like, okay, we're gonna check you again. They checked me and I was only at 2 centimeters, and I was at 2 centimeters for probably like, I say like 10 hours. So I was only at 2 centimeters, and you know, you have to get to 10, and that wasn't working for me. And by that time, my water had almost already been broke for 24 hours, you know. They were really concerned about how much like fluid and stuff I was losing. So they decided, okay, like you need an emergency C-section. And I literally cried because I was like, no, like I don't want that. Like I really wanted to experience, like, you know, how you see in movies, you push the baby out, they put him on your chest, and it's just like, oh, so cute. Like I really wanted to experience that, and I couldn't. But honestly, like I'm happy it went the way it did, because I feel like I don't think I could have pushed him out. But I'm just happy it went the way it did. Like he was healthy, and he was just out of me because I was tired of being pregnant. So back to the story. They came in around like 8, 9, and they told me like, okay, like, no, we have to prep you for a C-section, blah, blah, blah. I started crying to DJ, like, I don't want that, like, let's just wait a little while. Couldn't wait. So they started prepping me for the C-section, which was so scary, okay? I knew like getting the epidural was gonna be terrifying because like the stories and stuff I heard. I didn't look at the needle, I don't know how long it was. But when they came in and they like prep you to get a cesarean, what did they do? They came in and they gave me, I'm trying to remember. They gave me like this drink thing. It was like really sour. They gave me this drink, and I guess it helps for like being nauseated and stuff from like the anesthesia they give you for the epidural or whatever. So they gave me that. I threw that up. And that was like my 4th, 5th time throwing up. I was throwing up throughout labor because the pain was just so bad. Like it hurt so bad. But I just kept telling myself like, okay, this is just the beginning. Like this pain is gonna get worse. But it really didn't get worse than what I thought. But it hurt. But I could deal with it because I'm a thug. But it hurt. So I guess it didn't get worse because like I didn't dilate more than like 2 centimeters. I'm sure it would have got really bad. But yeah, so I went 14 hours without getting an epidural because I was just telling myself like, yeah, like I'm gonna get one when I'm like 6 centimeters. And so back to them prepping me to get a C-section. I'm sorry this is like all over the place. I'm trying to like remember as I'm talking of what happened because like I said, I was kind of out of it and the pain was just painful and I was just loopy, okay? I was really tired. So they come in, they give me that stuff. What else did they do? Prep down there for like for when they cut you and stuff, and then they roll you to the room. that, like, to the operating room basically. And DJ couldn't come in until like 30 minutes later after they got done prepping me. So when they were prepping me, I have scoliosis and my spine is not straight. So I was telling the doctor that, well, the anesthesiologist, I was telling him that. I think it was a girl, pretty sure. I didn't look, the needles was over here. I didn't look because I didn't want to see how long that needle was that she was putting into my back. But they set me on the edge of the bed. The nurse stood in front of me, and they make you like put your head to your chest and then like stick out your lower back. And the nurse was standing in front of me and I was so nervous. I was like, can you hold me or something? Like, why are you just standing there? I was like, can you hold me? So she like held me and she was talking to me. And there was about like 10 doctors in there. I didn't know it was gonna be that many people. But everybody was like introducing themselves, and I was really freaking nervous because I was like, if I move, like, I'm gonna be paralyzed. I was really scared. So she was like prepping me. I guess they like wipe you down or whatever on your back. And she was like, okay, stick your back out. So I stuck it out or whatever. And it didn't hurt. Like, I thought it was gonna hurt. It was just weird. Like, it was weird pressure, something going into your spine. Like, it's weird. But it didn't hurt. Like, I thought it was gonna hurt. It didn't. And while it was happening, I really got scared because my left leg tingled and then it jumped. And then it did that twice, and then my right leg did it. And every time it happened, I was like, no, like, yo, like, you're about to paralyze me. And I was just like, my leg jumped. And she was like, it's okay, sometimes that happens. And then it did it again. I was like, okay, it's doing it again. And then my other leg jumped, and I was like, no, like, you're doing something wrong. But it was fine. And then, like, you go numb after, like, 30 seconds, okay? It works fast. Like, my legs started getting numb at first, and then it went up to like my stomach area, you know, that got numb. Then they laid me down, and throughout my pregnancy I was like fine. Like, I didn't have any issues, any blood pressure issues or whatever, but I am anemic before I got pregnant. So when I got pregnant, it got really worse. I had to get 2 iron infusions throughout my pregnancy. So then when it came time to it, you lose a lot of blood, I guess, when they do the cesarean. So I had to get a blood transfusion as I was getting like the cesarean done. So I had blood pumping into me. I was like laid out like this. They lay you out, they strap you down. I don't like feeling trapped, so that already, I was shook it, okay? They strap you, they had the blood coming in. A doctor was sitting right here. I was asking these people every question in the book because I was so nervous. I was talking a lot. Like, I don't remember what I was saying, but I know I was talking a lot because my mouth was dry as hell. I kept asking them, like, can I have some water or something? Like, I don't know, but it was dry. I had like the shakes. I couldn't stop shivering. I was asking them, and like, is this normal? Am I gonna die? So by that time, I was laid out, strapped down to the bed. They brought DJ in, started doing everything. I guess they make sure you're numb before like they bring anybody in. So they were like, okay, we're gonna, I guess they sliced me. I couldn't feel anything. It is like the most weirdest feeling in the world because it's like, you don't feel pain, but you can feel everything they're doing. Like, I felt them tugging and pulling and moving, and it was really weird. Like, it was weird because how numb I was, but the fact that I can like feel everything without like pain, it was awkward. Like, I don't know, it was awkward. It was nasty feeling. And then about what? I asked him how long it takes to pull them out, and she said like 5 minutes. So after they prepped me, after like being prepped for like 30 minutes, lay down. 5 minutes later, he was here, okay? And I guess DJ stood up, looked at the thing. I guess the doctor was telling him like, oh look, they're about to pull him out. And so DJ stood up. I don't remember him standing up. He said he looked, he seen everything. Y'all, I don't remember. I was like in and out of it, okay? The medicine, I don't know, I guess it makes you like loopy, I guess. But I was in and out of it, okay? I was asking everything. I was talking the whole entire time because they were like moving stuff, and I was like, oh, I feel that, like, ow, okay? It didn't hurt, but I was just like, oh, ow, like, I feel it. And they're like, yeah, like, it's normal to feel it. So yeah, they pulled him out, and I heard him cry, and I start crying. I start crying, and then I look over because he's like they have on this side of me, they had the baby warmer and stuff, you know, where they put the baby in. I seen DJ cut his umbilical cord, all the doctors around him, and then I seen him and he was just so cute. And then they brought him to me as they were like stitching me up and stuff, I guess. They brought him to me and they put his face right here. And I was just crying and I was like, my baby is so cute, he's so cute. He was so cute, okay? I couldn't really see him, but I just knew he was cute. So I was like trying to like look at his face, but he was just so cute. And then they took him and DJ, because they don't really give the babies a bath right after, well, at least at my hospital, right after they come out, because they said like the stuff that's on their body to soak into their skin is like nourishing and stuff. So he didn't get his first bath until 12 hours after he was born. So they would just wipe him down. DJ said he came out pretty clean though, like he didn't have that much blood and stuff on him, I guess. DJ said they wiped him down real fast, cut the umbilical cord, and then him and his dad went to, I guess, the recovery station after you get C-section or whatever. And then they did like skin to skin, and I was getting stitched up and stuff for like 10 minutes after, and then they rolled me into the room and I got to do skin to skin with him for like an hour. Then they took us to our room that we stayed in for the rest of the time being at the hospital, and it was just amazing. Would I do it again? Yes, for him, because he's just the love of my life. Like, it was just amazing. I don't know what else to say, like, it was amazing. I really wish though I could have experienced him coming out vaginally, but he was 8 pounds and 11 ounces. And when they pulled him out, the doctor was like, oh, he's a chunky one. So yeah, he was 8 pounds, 11 ounces, 21 inches long, and his name is Layden JC, and I just love him so much. So yeah, that was my labor and delivery story. Sorry that it was like all jumbled up and all over the place. Tried to remember as best as I can because I was kind of like out of it, literally. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Like I said before, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed or whatever. If you want to see me, baby, and baby daddy, you can go subscribe to us on our channel, DeJha and dejhalei. And also, I will be doing more mommy and son stuff on this channel, more girly stuff on this channel, so subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see. If you want to see more of like postpartum stuff or day in the life of me and a newborn, I think I'm going to do that one next. Just like tutorials you want to see, stuff like that. Let me know down below, and I'll be more than happy then to give y'all what y'all want or whatever. And on that note, I'm gonna get going. Love you guys. Bye.